Hello everyone, this is Teriben. Today I'll be covering a video guide for Light of Thel's Anubis in Demonic Kingdom. Okay, so there's only one mode for this fight, which is the heroic mode. Please do note that this is not this video that I am using as a video guide is not a complete fight, as our best fight only managed to up to 22%, but there is enough mechanics for everyone to learn from the fight. So our average attack within the party is about 8.5k. okay, we have 2 of 3 players who are 11k, but I'll not include them in the average. And then the rest of the party, the average attack is about 8.5k. Alright, so it's attack power and not score. Do take note of that. Okay, as for the setup, we are running with 1 tank, 3 heals, and 6 DPS. Alternatively, if your group setup is competent enough, you can run with 1 tank, 2 heals, and 7 DPS. Okay, for the healing assignment, well, this is the first time we're gonna have healing assignment. 1 heal will be assigned to heal the main tank, because there's actually a tank buster, which I'll show you later in the video. And then the second healer will be to off heal the tank, and then to cover the raid. And then the last healer will be mainly to cover the raid, and whoever is other than a tank is being receiving damage. Alright, for this fight there's a total of 2 phases. Basically it's pre-50 and post-50. There's no notification about it, and the only way to know is that pre-50, okay, let me advance the video a bit. Okay, so for pre-50, let's say for example the area of Anubis is this big for the for any telegraphs. This is pre-50, and for post-50 it will be slightly bigger. Okay, so that's the difference between pre-50 and post-50. And the other difference is that during the balls phase, or rather the balls mechanic phase, instead pre-50 there will be 3 balls, and then post-50 there will be 6 balls instead. Okay, I will speak more on the allocation of the DPS later when the mechanics actually happen. So let's start with the fight and see how it goes. Okay, basically the first few seconds of the fight is the introduction of the mechanic. The first one we'll see is the cluster bomb. Okay, basically this is the tank buster that I'm talking about. Okay, so for a tank, which is this guy that I'm circling right now, the reason why you would want a healer to only heal the main tank is because the tank buster actually hits for quite a bit, and then on top of that there will be additional adds coming during the fight, so you would want to have a healer to mainly cover the main tank. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, the next mechanic we'll see is Soul Reap. Okay, here we go. So Soul Reap, as you can see, the circumference of the area is pretty big, and it will be much bigger post 50. So basically what you need to do is just get out of it. Yep, so this is it. Okay, during Soul Reap, 3 players will actually be tagged with a symbol above their head. That means these guys are being targeted for tornado. Okay, so that was leap earlier, basically just dodge, and flying safe. very dodgeable. Okay, here comes the shadow ball face. Okay, things to take note is that see this thing here. Okay, this actually indicates the spawn location, which is actually fixed, as in which color ball spawns at which location. It's fixed. So okay, not a very good place to see. I will cover more on that later. So the main thing is to, okay, here you can see is that they are DPSing the green balls. Okay, that will be the priority, followed by the attack balls. Okay, it will be best if you can dodge the Soul Reap as soon as possible. Okay, next is a Tank Buster, Cluster Bomb coming, and then followed by a Soul Reap. Alright, so this is a must to dodge because it hits me for about 85,000, and it pretty much two shots or almost anyone for this. Okay, my job here is to cover the main tank, and then of course I will help out with the healing as and when. So there's the add and the leap, and then followed by a flying sieve. Next up will be cluster bomb, which is the tank buster again. Followed by a soul reap. Okay. And next up will be a leap. And flying sieve. And next we will have Anubis jumping in the mid to start the ball's face. Okay, so the ball's face. Alright, so 3 balls will spawn. Shit. Okay, this is the shield ball. This is the attack ball. And then over here at this corner will be the green ball. Okay, so basically, just let me get rid of that. Shield ball, attack ball, and HP ball. Okay, so basically what it does is that this gives a shield. Okay, for the shield ball, it gives a shield to Anubis, which covers about 5% of the HP to Anubis. Alright, and then for the attack balls, it hits for about 35,000 damage on me. One ball hit is about 35,000. I think it pops twice per ball. So if during post 50, 2 balls, that means you are literally taking about 140,000 damage. Okay, and then for the HP balls, it recovers 20% HP to Anubis. So priority to kill will be green ball, followed by attack ball and shield ball. Okay, so this is the priority of the balls DPS. Okay, next I would like to cover a bit on the location of the balls that will be spawned. Okay, so the location of the balls is as indicated. Okay, so if we use if we use this line as 12 and 6, okay, the shield ball will spawn at 12 and 6 location. Alright, and then the green ball will spawn at the green ball will spawn at 5 and 11, whereas the attack ball will spawn at 7 and 2. Okay, so this is where you need to split your DPS to, I would say, 3 DPS a side. Okay, so the thing is that you also want to split your healers to cover the DPS who are being splitted. How you want to split your DPS to DPS the balls, who cover which area, is definitely up to the raid leader's discretion on how you want to split. But of course, the priority will always be, as mentioned, green ball first. My personal suggestion is attack ball second, because it's gonna hit everyone, and then the shield ball will be last, because 5%, even though it's a lot, but still it's to some extent negligible. If you manage to let one through, it's not that game changing. But of course you might want to change the sequence to shield ball as second, whereas the attack ball can be healed through. Okay, let's continue with the fight. So just note that after every boss phase, there will always be a soul reap. Okay. Okay, next up will be a cluster bomb. And then flying sieve and ads will happen together. Okay, that's the ads, and then flying sieve. Oh, sorry, and then soul reap, followed by a leap after that. Okay, next up flying sieve, and then a cluster bomb. Followed by soul reap. A leap. Oh, this is where I die. Boom. Alright. And then the boss face. Okay, we are still pre-50 at this point. And then followed by a soul reap. Okay, up to this point, I would say that pretty much the mechanics for Anubis is in a sequence. Alright, so it's pretty much set on what will happen, and then followed by the next. Okay, next will be a link. This is a new mechanic. Okay, so it will be a bit difficult to see. So you see there's this guy with a mark on his head, and then I'll just highlight above the tether. This is the tether. So basically it's very simple mechanic whereby the two players have to run apart from each other, and you have to do this really fast, because I think the delay is probably about 1 to 2 seconds before the damage hits in, and it really hits very hard. So as you can see later in the video, they will just die from it. Okay, the second link is coming. Okay, Lilac. Cluster Bomb, Tank Heal, and probably, oh, yep. Okay, this is post 50. You will see 6 balls spawning. Okay, well, because of the coloring, so it will be a bit, because I'm dead, so it will be a bit difficult to see. So basically this and this is the yellow color ball. Okay, let me orientate you. This is 12 and this is 6. Okay, and then this is the green ball, and there is another green ball here. Okay, and then this is the attack ball, and there's a attack ball coming. Okay, so it will move towards Anubis. Yeah, it will converge towards Anubis, and I mean, the only suggestion I can give for this is that for melee DPS, you might want to station them towards at the spawn point, whereas for the range DPS, they can be closer towards Anubis. Okay, just let me. Okay, so for the melee DPS, okay, I will just use green. You might just want to station them at where the ball spawn, whereas for the range DPS, they can be in proximity of Anubis and then DPS outwards. Okay, because do remember that post. Okay, the reason why I'm thinking of this is because to maximize the area of coverage that a melee DPS has, because since they are ranged, they have a bigger coverage area. And also do remember that after the boss phase, after the boss mechanic rather, you will always need to run out for the soul rip that is about to come. Okay, so the priority for this is to DPS the balls down as fast as possible and then run out for soul rip, because I mean, there's no way that the sequence can screw up. After boss is always a soul rip. Okay, so this is the link. Yeah, the guy just died from it. Okay, and Lilac again. And so the fight continues with the enhanced mechanic, and pretty much this is the entire fight all the way until you manage to down it. Okay. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Earlier I was talking about splitting two sides. Okay, during soul rip, especially, is 3 DPS, 1 heal, and 1 tank. Okay, so that's 5, and then your 3 DPS, 2 heals. It's best to split your groups into this way. At least the heal is able to cover whoever. And just remember, during soul rip, when you are running out, the priest can actually drop their ground placement heals as a guide for everyone to run towards to receive the heal. And when you are inside, pretty much the tornado should be able to, when you're inside, even though tornado hits, it should pretty much cover you up to a certain degree before everybody converges in for the DPS again. And the healer will actually have less time to heal as compared to if everybody is scattered all over. It will make the healer's job really, really difficult. Okay, so this is really up to the planning of the raid leader. Okay, and the video is about to end. We are hitting enrich timer. So the next link again. Okay, post 50 the links is happening quite often, so everyone has to be very vigilant and take note. Okay, like I was telling my raid members, is that for fights like this you have to play defensive. If you think a mechanic is coming, dodge it first, because a dead DPS is no DPS at all. Okay, so yep, that's pretty much the end of the fight, and I hope this guide it will be useful to you. And please leave down in the comment if you have any queries, and well, it would be good if you can subscribe, and I'll see you again at the next video. Bye.